Hello friends, Diana here from Garden Love. I'm excited to have you back, and if you're new to this channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing so you guys can see more videos like this. Today we're going to talk about mint. It's a very invasive plant. I'm going to show you how I'm going to uppot it and how I'm going to take some roots, just root, and put them in a container so they can sprout as beautiful as you see here. I'm also going to transplant this beautiful mint plant and put it in a container and see how it's going to continue to grow. Friends, it's time to get started. I'm going to be potting this beautiful little mint tree into a bigger terracotta pot because it definitely has outgrown this terracotta pot. As you can see, the roots are completely root bound and they're spiraling in the shape of this terracotta pot. Now, the reason why this little plant looks a little bit beat up is because this terracotta pot was sitting on top of soil in my garden. So this little plant sent a shooter that landed all the way to the back of my backyard. When I realized that, I lifted this container and took that root apart from the container. So the plant obviously got a little sad because it was feeding off of that one root. So it's time for it to get an upgrade and put in this terracotta pot. But what I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to remove some of these roots that are spiraling in this shape of a pot because it's just way too many. All of these can potentially be a little plant and can be sprouting new leaves, but there's no room for that. So I am going to remove it. There will be absolutely no damage to the plant, and it would actually love to have just a little bit of roots to have more room to grow. Look at how tough these roots are. It's amazing. Now, based on this information, we know that mint is a very invasive plant. As you can see, here is where the mint sprouted several feet away from where I originally had it. So I don't recommend for you to grow this in the ground, not unless you have tons and tons of space for this plant to take over. The best part for you to grow mint would be in a container. As you can see here, I removed the mint from the ground and put it in a container that has no access to the ground other than a concrete top. Months later, this little plant loved this new place and is sprouting new leaves. I'm constantly pinching the top of it so it can get a little bushier instead of longer. Grow both in full sun or partial shade. Now, if it's a brand new plant, I would recommend for you to put it in partial shade until it gets well established. Since you're going to be growing this little mint herb in a container, it has to be watered often because it does drink a lot of water, especially if you're going to have it in a terracotta pot. Terracotta pots seem to get drier a lot quicker. Now, mint are not picky about what kind of soil they're growing in as long as their soil is moist and it has some sun, it would do just fine. As you can see, I am using regular potting soil, and also, as you were able to see earlier, it sprouted in just regular old clay soil, so it's gonna do fine in whatever soil you choose to plant it with. When you first plant it, I also recommend for you to water it often just so those roots can have contact with the soil. When it comes to choosing the right container, I would recommend something wider instead of deeper, just because it would allow those shooter roots to spread and grow new mint. Sometimes your plant can get a little over dry. In those cases, I would recommend for you to get a bucket, dip it in water for a few hours, let the soil get completely absorb the water, and it will be just fine. Sometimes it will be wilting just because it doesn't have enough water and too much sun, and that's when you go ahead and get a bucket and take care of that. Mint is so good in your water for those hot summer days, or you can make mojitos, or you can use it like I love using it, and that is making a tea out of it with a little bit of honey.
Hey guys, so I decided to do an experiment. I'm pretty sure that if you leave these roots inside a pot, these would sprout new mint. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm basically just going to Put this inside the pot. Let it be in here. Cover it with soil. And keep it very moist for the next maybe 1 or 2 weeks. And I am almost sure that you are going to be able to grow new mint. So that's another way to propagate. I am gonna wait until I see the new sprouts and show you guys what it looks like.
Hey friends, so here's my experiment. As you guys can see, it definitely worked. The little roots started sprouting new mint, as you can see. It's definitely invasive, and it's definitely going to be something you want to keep in a container, because just like that little root survived in this container, it'll definitely survive anywhere else in your garden. If you made it this far, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it so much. So you guys get to see a bonus part of this video, which is propagating your mint an easy way. Just cut a little piece of mint, take the lower leaves, dip it in water, change the water once a week, and just watch the roots grow. The next thing I'm going to do, take a little pot, put this beautiful little mint in a pot, and give it away to someone who wants a little mint plant. Once again, thank you so much for all your support. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope to hear from you. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.